All right, just sit back and get ready to have the most fun you ever had with an electronic device. All right, everybody, welcome out to the Get On With It Sports Show. It is Wednesday, October the 16th, 2024. Jersey Johnny coming at you with me, as always, another Mr. RadioPete and Mr. Harry Lug Nutz. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Greetings.
Log.
How is Log doing?
That's good. Speaking of Log, this Saturday, Log will be playing Bar 404, conveniently located at 404 Broadway in Denver, Colorado.
So that's not just a clever name.
No.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Show starts at 8.
Show starts at 8. Please get there. Friday night.
You guys go on at 8
Saturday,
or you
Saturday night.
Act?
Saturday
Show
night.
starts at 8.
Saturday night, 8 o'clock in Denver, Bar 404. Be there.
Log hits at 9.
Log hits at 9. Who's opening up for you?
Graveyard People.
Graveyard People.
And Bolognium.
Another band.
Is that the name of the band, or is it just a bunch of graveyard people that are opening up?
It's you have to get there and find out.
All right. Yeah. You never know with these things. So that's definitely something you don't want to miss. Get there. If you're in Denver, if you're anywhere near Bar 404, this Saturday night at 8 o'clock, get to Bar 404, see Log, Graveyard People, everybody else. You're going to want to.
Has anyone from Denver ever listened to this podcast?
Yes, people from Denver do. Actually, no, I've actually done.
How do you know?
Because we can see the IP addresses and it tells.
Oh, you're spying on them.
Mm-hmm. Well, we don't know who they are. We just know people from Denver are listening to the show.
All right.
Right.
Reveal yourself, people. Reveal yourself.
Unless they're using a scrambler.
A scrambler, yes. People
and hooking up.
People from Sheboygan, Wisconsin, are actually scrambling their
like I don't want anyone to know that we're listening here in Wisconsin. Put the old VSP on and set it for Denver. Find me a Denver server.
100%. Exactly.
You know, they're all buried in the basement of the DIA airport.
It could be. It could be.
All right.
All right. So let's start with the memes. Let's go. We have less. We're doing less. Here's what we're doing. Starting tonight.
This is the last memes.
No
more than
that's what we talked
memes
about.
Per show.
Starting tonight, no more than 30 memes per show. No. Starting tonight, 6 memes a show, and they're going to be posted on the Facebook page.
So they won't be part of the show.
They will be part of the show.
Fuck.
But it's 6 memes though, not 9 or 10 or 12. Right. It's 6. So 6 memes.
I didn't know we had a final negotiation.
I think
I thought it went from memes not being on the show at all to next 6. I lost that. I think
once a month we should do 20 memes, and then that's it for the next.
That's right. And that once a month.
First show of every month.
I won't be
20
there.
memes, then we end it. And then
that's
we'll come back.
One meme show is a regular show, right?
Exactly. Get on with the meme show.
The meme show.
There you go. All right, here we go. First one right off the bat, we got choose me, name me, take me home, stuff me.
Is this like fuck, marry, or kill? Is that
I don't know.
I give you a name and you choose one? Well, name me is already out then.
The name me one is the only one that I usually don't partake in. Usually they come with the name.
I like to give nicknames though.
Okay.
So I would
you
in the mix.
Sugar Tits, your place, and yes.
Sugar Tits. Oh, that's perfect. All right. Well, we bled that one. Here we go. All right. Moving on to the next one. This is pretty interesting. This was a report on a local news station. Parents are now allowed to pick up parents from school.
Ah, well.
Yeah.
Breaking news. On WEBH Channel 2. Where is WEBH? I didn't check.
Maybe your parent picks you up from college, even though you already have kids.
It could be.
Picks you up from high school, even though you have kids.
It could very well be.
Or maybe... if it's primary school, the parents went in for like a conference and they got a little naughty and they got detention.
And now their parents have to pick them up.
And now their parents have to come and pick them up.
Mm-hmm. All right. Number 3.
Looks like WEBH
Is that a
TV
B
is
or an Anthony? It is a B, I think.
it's a B, right? It looks like
Web.
it's web TV. Yeah. So whatever. Anyway,
Quality photo.
it's a quality photo. Next is going to be this. The Institute of Unfinished Research has concluded that 6 out of 10 people,
That's clever. Somebody made that up, obviously.
of course,
But it's part of the Jim Coleman agency.
Mm-hmm.
Jim
thought it was-
Coleman for all your unfinished research needs. JimColeman.com.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. So I had to share that one. All right, moving on to the next one. We're back to some food. Here we go. We got some food. And this is
Knew it was going to be.
order number 18. That's the Spicy Overlord Rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You want it spicy.
Overlord Rabbit.
I'd rather have the spicy overlord rabbit than the chicken with intestine.
Yes, fish with intestine hot pot.
Yeah, well, you can only have it in the hot
Chicken
pot.
with intestine. And there's the Chong King drilled fish.
It's quite the Chong King drilled fish is way less expensive, almost $20 less than the others.
Than the fish with intestine hot pot.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Or the chicken with intestine is pretty pricey. I mean,
yeah.
you're paying for those intestines. Yeah, I got to tell you that.
But the chicken who has small peppers, well,
Yeah, chicken with no big peppers in that pot.
no.
Only small peppers.
Please make sure that I could see the tiny peppers on that chicken.
I want to see how small those peppers are.
That's right.
There you go. That's what you're paying for. All right. Moving on to the next one, we got egg stuffed with the devil.
Mm-hmm. Huevo relleno a la Diablo.
Mhm.
Well, it's a female devil, though. Diablo.
It's a Diabla. Yeah, it's a female devil. Yeah.
Mm,
Right.
well,
Yeah.
hence
So
the
egg,
eggs.
egg stuffed with the devil. There you go.
I
It's
mean,
don't know
better
about
than
that.
eating the devil stuff with egg, I think.
That's
I feel,
true.
I
That's
feel
true.
like this is
Very
how
true.
Donald Trump was conceived.
Mhm. Well, maybe. You never know. All right. And we get to the last one. That was 5. Here's 6. Here we go. This I think you're going to appreciate. I believe this was at a Target, but I can't be completely certain.
Because
Here
you
we go.
weren't there.
Right. Sale, limited time only. We are sold out of 32 count Tums Ultra Chewy Cherry Antacids. Please substitute 10 count Trojan Bearskin condoms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
How is condoms? I mean, this isn't even a joke. How does condoms, substitute for antacids? How is
let me
how
tell
are
you something.
How are
Let me tell
condoms
you
going to get
something.
rid of your heartburn?
You forget about the heartburn when there's
Well, that is true.
when
Yeah, I
you're
didn't think
when
about
you're
that.
stuffing El Diablo.
When you're stuffing El Diablo.
Possible connection I see is cherry.
Yeah.
Mm,
That's true.
You know.
yeah.
But maybe if you're seen eating ultra chewy cherry antacids, no one's gonna want to bang you.
No.
Then what? Then you wouldn't need.
Or
the,
maybe everyone's gonna want to bang you, and so you better get yourself some
You
Trojan.
better get yourself a box of 10 count Trojan
Bear
Bearskin.
skin. What is bear? They're made of humans.
I don't know.
They're made of actual bears.
Did they misspell the word bear?
Bearskin.
They're furry and everything. It's
Because me and my
fantastic.
friends and I,
Furry
we used to-
condom.
It's
There
like
you-
fucking
We used to joke
Chewbacca.
about the lambskin condoms when you want
Wow.
that feeling
Right.
of lamb.
Well,
But maybe
and
There's a lot more
bearskin.
skin on a bear.
Yeah, they're like furry.
They are. It's like fucking Chewbacca.
Yeah, they don't take the hair off.
No, fuck that.
Just the outer hide, wrap
That's
it
right.
around. There you go.
That's right.
bearskin fucking
For the
Chewbacca.
Viking in your life, Trojan.
That's
bearskin
right.
condoms.
What's great is when I just lay all 10 of the bearskin condoms out, make a little rug out of it, and then I suck on some ultra chewy cherry antacids.
That's 81.8 cents per for the condoms.
Well, $8.18.
Yeah, I'm saying that's
$8.18, baby.
really
Exactly.
a buck of condoms, so you know they're good.
So now here's my question though: is it really $8.18 for 32 Tums? That's pretty pricey. The condoms,
No,
that's one thing. but
John, they're ultra chewy.
they're ultra
Yeah,
chewy. So,
cherry.
all right.
They're not any antacid.
It's not any old Tums antacid.
And
It's
it's
not just cherry. It's chewy cherry, and it's not just chewy cherry. It's ultra chewy cherry.
It is.
Well, are they ultra chewy, or are they Tums Ultra and they happen to be also chewy?
They're ultra chewy cherry. Let's move on.
Not ultra chewy.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, fair enough. All right, there you go. All right, those are the memes for tonight. We will
There we
have
go,
them
memes.
on
All
the
right.
Facebook page. We will post them. You can enjoy them. There you go.
Coming
Field them-
soon are the
field them
Trojan
and-
polar bear bears.
Trojan
Polar
polar
bear
bear,
skin condoms,
Oh,
as well as the koala bear skin condoms.
well, it's the polar bear skin condoms, and then
And
and when you use them, you're going to say.
I was going to say I want the panda ones.
And when you're going to use them, when you use them, you're going to say "OMG." That's what you're going to do.
All right.
And your face is going to grimace, and you're going to be able to win.
Too much. Abort.
There you go.
No pun intended.
Was it though? All right. On that note, let's move
You
on.
could,
to some...
if things go wrong though, you could give birth to a baby bear cub if you use the bear skin condoms.
What would be wrong with that?
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
Let's move on to some baseball. We got the playoffs going on.
Look, let's just say this. This is the best time of year for sports, is it not?
It is. It really is.
Especially since both of our teams, New York teams, are two of the last four standing. Come on, this is exciting.
100%.
John's sucking down some ultra chewy cherry and acid.
All right,
Ultra chewy bear condoms.
An ultra chewy in my cocktail.
It sounded in the mic more like he was sucking on a bear condom.
A little both. A little hybrid.
Here's the thing, though. I have heard a couple of my Yankee fan friends say they don't want to play this Mets team.
No,
because
Yankee fans don't want to play any team.
Well, yeah, but they're.
I don't want to play the Dodgers either.
Right, but I said, how much of that is because it's the Mets, and how much of that is because they're a good team? They're just a good team. Let's face it, they're a good team. I was wrong. They beat the Phillies. They're a good team.
Getting to the World Series and losing to the Mets is way worse than not getting to the World Series.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It's fucking.
You would rather lose in the ALCS to the Guardians than in the World Series to the Mets?
I would rather the Yankees beat the Dodgers in the World Series, or the Yankees beat the Mets.
No. If your choices are losing to the Mets in the World Series, or losing to the Guardians in the ALCS,
because here's the thing.
After being up to
let me explain why.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yankees beat the Mets. Okay, it's fine. It's a World Series. Mm-hmm. We don't care that we beat the Mets. The Mets just happen to be the team that we beat. Right. If the Mets ever beat the fucking Yankees, holy shit. Every fucking gagoots in Queens and Long Island will be talking about this for the rest of their fucking life. And it'll be the most annoying thing ever.
See, now this is where Harry's Yankee fandom comes out. And I'm going to tell you why. All season long, and a little bit of last season, he's been on the Mets bandwagon. Not as a fan, but as an appreciative sports fan, as a baseball fan, right? He's still on the Mets bandwagon.
And I still am. Nothing's changed there.
I got to be honest with you. Yeah, there are some arrogant idiot Met fans, and I'll be the first to admit that. But that's true of any fan base. There are some arrogant idiot Yankee fans. There's plenty of arrogant idiot Philly fans or Dallas fans or wherever we go, right?
Of course.
But when you get right down to it, yes, the Mets will be happy that they avenged their loss in the 2000 World Series to the Yankees, right? It will be a split. There'll have to be a rubber match some point. Maybe it's another 24 years, but
none of us will be around.
24 years? You think the three of us are going to be gone in 24 years? That's kind of morbid.
I will.
I might be here, but I won't fucking know what I'm talking about at all, let alone. So here's the thing, okay? If the Mets make the World Series and they're not playing the Yankees, I'm rooting for the Mets, okay? I've looked at this team and I've said, yeah, they're a good team. I was the one on the show. I was the one who said I thought the Mets at the time had a chance of having a better record than the Yankees, and at the time they were playing much better baseball. Right now, I think they still are in some ways, and I think that they have depth that the Yankees don't necessarily have. I think the Yankees have 2 or 3 star players that are better than the upper echelon of the Mets star players. Having said all that, okay, if there's a lot more Yankee fans who would root for the Mets in the World Series than there are Mets fans who would ever root for the Yankees. For whatever reason,
That's true.
Mets fans hate the Yankees. Okay? So, and look, if the Mets beat the Yankees, I'd be happy for the Mets. That's great. But then you got to deal with it. I made the same mistake when I rooted for the Red Sox when they won their first World Series. And holy fucking shit, that was a mistake. Never fucking again. So there you go.
All right. Well, let me break this down. There's a good reason why I agree with you. There's more Yankee fans that'll root for the Mets than Met fans that root for the Yankees. And that's just penis envy because the Yankees are so much more successful. And that's all that is. You're right. There will be, you guys are both right. There will be, what did you call them? Gagoots?
Gagoots.
Who are going to, yell and scream and whoop it up. But only the biggest of the assholes in that group will do that. Because Yankees Mets is a potential, well, it's not a potential, it's a potential worst case scenario for the Mets. It's a no-win for the Mets, even if they win. How? And here's why. Because if the Mets win, okay, let's go back to 2000. If the Mets had won that World Series, that would have been the worst thing that could have happened ever to the Yankees. Mm-hmm. Because 27 championships, the greatest team in baseball, and blah, blah, all that, blah, blah, blah. All the Met fan has to say is, yeah, but we beat you in the World Series. Right. Argument over. But that's not what happened. So in this time, if they both get back to the World Series, and the Mets win, as John said, okay, now we're tied 1-1. Mm-hmm. That's nothing to brag and hoot and holler about. That's looking up to Big Brother Yankees and going, yeah, we won 1-2. Mm-hmm. If the Mets lose again,
right,
they'll never get back.
Yeah, it's going to be, that's the thing.
0-2, they'll have to play 2 more times, and the Mets will
have
to win both of those times just to tie.
But
that will definitely,
let me ask
almost
you
definitely not.
And I'll be honest with you, and Harry, I got to tell you this. Think about this, and just step out of your Yankee fandom just for a minute. And I know I know how you feel about the Mets, and that's fine, right? Just step out of Yankee fandom for a minute. Think about how much worse it would be for the Mets to lose a second World Series to the Yankees, even in 24 years, doesn't matter, than it will be for the Yankees to lose to the Mets after they've already been swept in the season series this year. All right. It's not as if, here's the thing. What I will agree with you is if the Mets limped somehow into the playoffs and just got to the World Series and beat the Yankees. Yeah, then I almost understand what you're saying, right? But since June 1st, the Mets have been the best team in baseball.
I know all that. I've been the one talking about it.
I know, but my point is, it's not, while it's bad for you, and I understand your fandom, and I get that, it's not the worst thing in the world.
It's bad for both teams, and the history.
But it's worse for the Mets. It's worse.
The history means nothing for anybody younger than us. The history means nothing. It means nothing. It all it means is what happens today.
Right.
They don't care about the regular season series or 20 years ago or how many. They don't care.
Well, what's funny is I'll actually tell you the story really quick. I was talking to my daughter, my 27, almost 28-year-old daughter, last week, and she said, "Dad, if the Mets get to the World Series against the Yankees, we have to find a way to go because the Mets playing the Yankees in the World Series is a once-in-a-lifetime thing." And I said to her, I was like, "Honey," she said, "What?" I go, "When you were 3, the Mets played the Yankees in the World Series."
She's almost right. Harry, she wasn't old enough to remember it.
No, I know, of course.
That's where I'm going to disagree with your point, Harry. Not that people don't know, and you can't care about something that you don't know about. But anybody who goes, "Yeah, the Mets won and we beat the Yankees and we're they're going to be reminded. Somebody is going to be around who's going to go, no, they already played. It was 23 years ago or whatever it was, 24 years ago. They already played. They're 1-1. Someone's going to remind them.
Somebody's going to remind them. Probably somebody our age, and they're going to go like this. I don't fucking care. And they're going to forget
it. Who cares?
Okay, but that's
be done in a week.
Those are the gagoots that are going to.
Right. No, it's the gagoots will be reminding them. It's the look, there's a whole new generation.
If the biggest thing that Yankee fans have to, I'm not talking about you, but if the biggest thing that Yankee fans in general have to be worried about is worried about what the gagoots that are younger are going to say if the Mets win.
No, it would suck. It's going to suck if the Yankees get to the World Series. It always sucks. It's going to be extra worse.
You just said that you'd rather lose to the Dodgers in the World Series than the Mets.
That's what I just said again.
I just said you just said it. You just said that. So technically, not that you want to lose. Being a Yankees fan, of course you don't want to lose, right? But you'll accept losing in the World Series as long as it's not to the Mets. That's what you're saying.
Well, we can't lose.
So you don't want to have a Dodgers fan come up to you and say, "Oh, we beat you." You just don't want the Met fan.
You don't ever. There's no Dodgers fans. They're all in LA, and they live in Silver Lake, or they're.
And I don't think it's. I mean, is there any team that has a better record against the Yankees in the World Series than the Yankees have? You know what I mean?
Well, obviously,
anyone?
Florida, Arizona.
Well, I mean, listen to me.
Well, right,
of
but
all, all the teams that the Yankees have played in the World Series, the Dodgers. I haven't done the research, but the Dodgers have to be up there for the team that the Yankees have beaten the most in the World Series.
And the Yankees are probably up there for the team that the Dodgers have beaten most in the World Series.
True story. Right.
But I think if the Yankees lead that series somewhat convincingly, then another loss to the Dodgers is like, yeah, okay, we lost this one, but we're still, that's where the history comes in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're still up, 9-6, in World Series victories over the Dodgers, even though we just lost another, or whatever it is, how many times they met. But I think I think Mets and Yankees meeting in the World Series is obviously it goes beyond just the badness of a loss. Whatever team loses, it's extra bad because it's the team from across the street, so to speak. Right. I think it's worse for the Met fan because. Again,
see, that's the thing.
The Yankees lose to the Mets. You're tied up 1-1, and maybe we'll have a rubber match sometime. Hopefully down the road. If it's 0-2, if you're a Met fan, and
it's done. It's done.
You're done. Yeah. You have nothing ever.
See, here's my thing.
Is the next one.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. And this is kind of what I was saying before, where I was going before, and we'll leave it at that. As I understand what you're saying, Harry. However, it would be worse for the Met fan to lose to the Yankees in the World Series than the Yankee fan to lose to the Mets in the World Series. Maybe you got to put up with a couple
from a Mets fan's perspective. Yes.
No, it really literally would. It will. It will. Look, you don't understand. You don't understand.
I do understand. No, you don't. You guys don't understand being a Yankee fan. 2009 is fucking too long ago.
86 is too long ago.
I know.
You have 27 World Series championships.
You're a Mets fan. Your expectations are different.
Two.
68, 86.
And I'll be honest with you, as a baseball fan, and you know this of me, I am not a Yankee hater like Radio Pete. All right. And not that he's really a real Yankee hater. There was a couple of really big Met fan Yankee haters out there, and he's not one of them. But as a non-Yankee hater, with the exception of the 2000 World Series, every single friggin' time the Yankees have been in the World Series that I've been around, I've rooted for the Yankees in the World Series.
And I didn't say I wouldn't root for the Mets. Obviously, if they're playing the Yankees, I'm not going to. But I'm still not going to. I'm still going to enjoy it. But I'm just saying, it'd be tough.
I got you. We got one comment I'm going to throw up. I'm J. Dion on YouTube said, I'm 22 and I love lager. Thank you for tuning in. Awesome, dude. Lagers are friggin' phenomenal. And I'm toasting you with a bourbon drink, so I apologize for that. But lagers are, love the fact that they're making a comeback. Love the fact that everybody's catching on to them. New England IPAs, they were big for a while, but lagers are amazing. I'm glad someone of your level as far as age goes, your 22-year-old. Awesome, dude. Thank you. My son's a little bit older than you. He's loving them too. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you.
By the way, John does a beer show.
And
and all of our online presence is geared through a beer show channel. So
no. All of our just our YouTube channel. He's on YouTube. Just our YouTube channel is on the Log Room Guys podcast on the Log Room Podcast Network. Everything else is good to get on with it. It's got its own social media. But I'm Jay. I'm Jay Dion. Tuesday nights at 6:30 on Facebook. The Log Room Guys. That's a beer podcast. You want to tune into that too. And we love loggers just as much as you. I'm sure you understand just based on the name. But anyway, thanks for tuning into the show tonight. Appreciate it too.
They do.
But
we hope you love sports too.
We hope you love sports too. Thanks for tuning in.
I really don't. Even if you don't, man, there's nothing. You don't have to like sports to like this show.
That is true too.
You also don't have to like sports to hate this show.
Yeah, I'm on it.
You can hate this show too and not like sports too.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, so that's baseball. Yankees are up 2-0. So thanks for playing, Guardians.
That's not over. It's far from over. Look, the Yankees did what they were supposed to do. I think the Mets splitting was a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's here. I think Mets Dodgers is going 7.
Want a prediction?
Of course.
All right.
If you Yankees shoveling down banana bread, whiskey drinks, and then would you swallow an ice cube?
I swallowed an ice cube. There you go. Here's my prediction. Here we go. Yankees in 4.
No, but I hope so.
Yankees in 4. Mets in 6.
All right. I think I don't know about the Mets Dodgers series. I mean, my gut tells me Mets. I just think it's there's something going on. There's
Mets in 6.
Certain teams.
The Mets are going to win tonight and tomorrow. They're going to lose Game 5. They're going to win Game 6 in LA. That's what's going to happen. Mets in 6.
I can't figure out the Dodgers pitching.
Mets in 6, and the World Series.
Well, it's a scramble. The Dodgers pitching is a scramble.
And the World Series, Mets in 5.
Mets in 5 over the Yankees.
Yep.
All right, you heard it.
Yankees will win. I can't tell you which game the Yankees will win.
They'll win one.
Clearly, one of them in Yankee Stadium.
Mets in 5. Actually, the Mets are going to win all 5 games. They're going to play a bonus game just to make Mets fans feel good about themselves. They're going to bring Lee Mazzilli and fucking Frank Houck back.
And I got another prediction. Right. When the Mets are in the parade, the championship parade down at Canyon of Heroes in New York, all right, Doc Gooden is actually going to make this particular parade. He didn't make his in 87 or 86, rather.
I'm gonna make sure he's there for this one.
But he'll make sure he's there for this one. There you
go. Did he ever partake in one with the Yankees?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did. So shut the fuck up. Just want to point that out. All right, Pete's right. That's baseball. There you go.
What's your predictions, Pete?
Yeah, there you go.
I think the Mets and Dodgers go 7. I don't know who wins. Obviously, I'm rooting for the Mets. I think the Guardians win 1. Now, you know what? They might win 2, but I think it's going to be. I think it's.
Well, they got to win. They got to win at least. They got to win at least. If they're going to win 2, they're going to win. They're going to win 2 in Yankee Stadium. Wow. Or no, they're going to win 2, and they're going to win 2.
No, because I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be like 3-0, and then they're going to win the next 2.
All right.
And then the Yankees will close it out.
The Yankees win tomorrow, and then the Guardians are going to win Game 4 and Game 5, and then they're going back to Yankee Stadium. The Yankees close it out. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I think happens.
All right.
And Mets and Dodgers are going 7, but I don't know which way.
So you have no prediction for the World Series because you can't. You're not predicting who's winning the Mets Dodgers.
I mean, I'll say the Mets because I'm rooting for them, but it's not that I really.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a true Mets fan not committing to the Mets winning any.
I'm not confident that they're going to get there. I mean,
any true sports fan. I think both series are going 7. I don't know why. I just have a gut feeling. I think the Yankees will prevail. I don't feel great about it, but I think they will. I before the series started, I thought the Dodgers were a better team. I still think that. I think
they are. They are a better team.
I think still both. I don't know about that. I
think they are. But the Mets
are. The Mets have the most.
I'm done with the Dodgers. I'm tired of
every team.
The Dodgers are the Chiefs or the Patriots to me right now. I'm done with it.
They haven't been there in like They haven't been to the World
in
Series
2 years. Yeah,
3 years.
no, they haven't been to the World Series in 3 years, but they haven't. They every year they're in the LCS.
Yeah, okay.
I'm done with it. Enough. We get it. You spend a lot of fucking money.
They're like
Enough.
the Astros,
right? So,
well,
Yeah,
three
that's
of the
garbage cans.
the top 3 payrolls are 3 of the 4 teams left. The Guardians are like number 27.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The body language on the Guardians has not been great, but they're pitching.
They've been very good at home.
Yeah.
If you look, I forget what I was looking at it the other day. I forget what the breakdown is, but when you talk about home field advantage and whether it play, how much it plays it into it, was it, is it an advantage at all? Whatever. Guardians are very good at home.
Yankees won how many in Kansas City?
Yankees won in Kansas. They only did
One?
win one and
They
one.
only had to win one.
They only won one in Kansas City. Yeah.
So we'll see.
So, there you go. Here you go.
Garrett Cole's got to get past the 5th inning for the Yankees to have any chance. Rodon's got to be Rodon of the other day and not Rodon of the previous start. Look, if Judge snaps out of it and Stanton and Gleyber Torres stay where they're at, it's going to be a hard team to beat.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, the Judge is just doing nothing.
Yeah, he had 3 RBIs. He had 3 RBIs yesterday.
Well, okay, yeah, but I mean,
I put that up.
Is that a picture of you?
That's me in front of Larry Doby's statue at Progressive Field in Cleveland. There you go.
Larry Doby. Okay, wasn't he isn't that a character from Lord of the Rings?
Larry Doby? No, he's Larry Doby is the American League Jackie Robinson.
I know,
and he's from New Jersey.
I know who he is. Yes, he's from Doby, New Jersey.
Doby, New Jersey. There you go. And there's a rest stop on the Parkway named after him.
There is. There's also one named after Lou Costello, isn't there?
No.
Yeah,
there is one named after James Gandolfini, though.
Of course there is.
And Bruce Willis.
Yeah, only the best.
Really?
There you go. Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
The rest stops for on the Parkway for the the rest stops on the Turnpike are sports wise is Vince Lombardi, so you got that, but you got Walt Whitman, you got Grover Cleveland, you got people like that. On the Parkway, quite different. You got Larry Doby, you got Connie Chung, you got James Gandolfini, you got Whitney Houston, you got John Bon Jovi, you got Judy Blume, you got Celia Cruz, and
now we're getting better.
Yeah, and you got Bruce Willis. There you go. There's another one in there. I forget what it is, but so just want to bring that up.
All right. Well, we quickly shifted from
baseball
predictions to
you know what? Before we go to football, I'm going to switch it to Harry. What are your predictions?
I think both series are going at least 6. I just think the Mets it's just their year. Your gut kind of says, there's just something going on there. The Yankees are playing way better than I thought they would. I think they'll win, but I think there's going to be some bruises along the way. So I do think it'll be a Mets-Yankees World Series. I got both series going 6 or 7.
6 or 7, but you do think inevitably 6 or 7, but you do think inevitably it'll be a Subway Series.
I do only because with the Mets, I think that it's their depth, and they're getting whether it's Vientos or they're getting production from people up and down the lineup, and it's not the same person every night. Obviously, Lindor's been having a pretty good go of it here,
and I do want to bring that up. I think it's highway robbery and pathetic that Francisco Lindor was not one of the finalists for the Gold Glove for the NL. That's bullshit. Okay.
Yeah.
The shortstop for the Cardinals, and I forget who else, somebody else. But I mean, come on, nothing gets by him if it's anywhere within 10 feet further than he should be able to get. Nothing gets by him. It's stupid. It's stupid.
Bobby Witt will probably win it in the AL. But
right. But it's literally almost proves that Major League Baseball hates the fucking Mets and can't stand Steve Cohen.
Stop with the fucking inferiority complex, Mets. Man, bullshit. Stop it.
Well, then why?
You got the second highest payroll in baseball. You got all-stars all over the place.
I get it. All-stars all over the place. We had one all-star this year.
You know what? Well, ex-all-stars. Ex-all-stars.
Anyway, all right. So there's your predictions, folks. We will, by the time we do the next show,
the World Series will be over. Oh, no, it won't be.
It won't be over. No, it won't be over. But all right. Let's switch up to football. There we go. Let's talk about you know what? I want to talk about the Jets first. We'll talk about other teams too. We got a few things to talk about in football, but I do want to talk about the Jets first. Davante Adams. Well, the loss on Monday night, Davante Adams, and the fact that when the Jets made the trade for Davante Adams, like a minute later, Buffalo made a trade for Amari Cooper. I just want to point that out.
Well, let's talk about the loss first. Okay,
right.
Let's face it, the Jets should have won that game.
Yeah. I mean, the Jets and the Giants lost their games respectively Sunday night and Monday night at MetLife Stadium. Both of them should have won both of those games. But let's stay on the Jets. Look, this is a team that is struggling on the offensive side of the football, and they should have won that game. The thing is are the Jets as bad as their record, and is Buffalo as good as their record? No and no.
Yeah, and I don't think Davante Adams changes anything. Now, here's one thing it might change. It seems like Aaron Rodgers has not put in enough time with his receivers. They're just not syncing. They don't have any chemistry. And I don't know what the cause of that is, but it's just not there. And I don't think Davante Adams, having not played for how many weeks now? 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Is going to change that within the next 2 weeks. So, I mean, the Jets could have 6 losses in the first 8 weeks. Pete, you know this better than anybody. What do you think? Does this change anything?
All right. Give me a couple minutes here, guys. There's a lot.
Yeah,
I got to
say. Go for it.
Over the last several years, or at least the last few years, the Jets have wavered between being a team that other teams want to play because we lost 3 in a row. We need to get off the schneid, but we're playing the Jets next week. So that's, a tonic. They've wavered between being that and being a clown show. They are in clown show mode right now.
Yeah, but a clown show wins every once in a while, is what you're saying.
Every once in a while.
Look, let's break it down. The defense that got run over by San Francisco week 1 is better than we all kind of said afterward. They're not as good as they were last year, but they were getting better every year for the last 3 years.
Agreed.
And a lot of that obviously had to do with Robert Saleh, who I agree should have been fired. I'm fine with that. Before the game and before the personnel changes that happened before the game, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said, do you think Saleh's going to get fired? And I said, yeah, I think so eventually. And he said, well, what would they do in that case? And I said, go all in on the Aaron Rodgers experiment. Move Hackett to head coach, bump up somebody into the OC, and just ride out the rest of the season. And then it'll most likely fail. And then at the end of it, everybody's gone. Hackett's gone. Rodgers, even if he wants to come back, no thank you. Aaron, thanks for everything, but don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way. Actually, Nate, why don't you go over and hold the door for Aaron, and then don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out.
Exactly.
And we take our defense and start over. And my friend said, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Then the personnel changes happened. And we reviewed them. And we said, okay, so the Jets in Robert Saleh took a neophyte defensive coordinator and made him the head coach. And then that didn't work out. And he was not a good head coach. He just wasn't.
Happens a lot.
Happens a lot. Great defensive coordinator, but just too many issues. Game plan issues, clock management, and the whole shit show, the way everything was dealt with Zach Wilson, which I don't think was all his fault. I think Mr. Johnson had his fingers in the pie.
Management and ownership.
Yeah. but it was still poorly handled. So what do the Jets do next? They Jets it up. They take a neophyte defensive coordinator and make him the interim coach. And then instead of just cutting Hackett loose, which they can't do because Aaron Rodgers wants him there.
He's some sort of nebulous thing now.
Right. So now he's like this clipboard holding
They switched. No, they switched.
Boy.
The guy that's now the offensive coordinator is now what his position. What was
whatever the punter's
Hackett is ayahuasca coordinator now.
Whatever it is, they swapped roles.
Right. So that was their solution. And I called my friend after they announced all this, and I said, "You still think my idea was the stupidest in the history?" And he went, "No, what they did was dumber."
Is the stupidest, yeah.
They can't get out of their own fucking way.
Yeah.
So I say, just go all in. And you're bringing in Devontae Adams, who has a great history with Aaron Rodgers. He also hasn't played because of a hamstring injury. And we all know that once a hamstring injury heals, it never comes back again.
Not at all.
And
ever.
What you said is absolutely right, Harry. And why Rodgers doesn't have enough time in is because he skipped the mandatory mini camps and he thought he was just going to come in. And so, and it's obviously he's out. I mean, look, he's out of sync with Mike Williams. He's out of sync with Garrett Wilson. He's out of sync with everybody. So whose fault is that? Is that all the receivers, or is it the one guy who's throwing the ball?
Yeah, and look, he has talent. It's not like he doesn't have talent.
He has talent. And look, bringing in Adams,
yeah.
What does that say to Garrett Wilson? Thanks, kid. You're number 2 now.
Well, I wouldn't take it that way. I mean, look,
I think it does.
You had Jerry Rice and John Taylor. You had
right. But I'm saying their offense is struggling. The defense is the better side of the ball. So we take the guy who's running that, we put him in charge of everything, which he's never done before. And now we're going to fix the offense by bringing in another receiver.
The coaching move befuddled me. I understand. Right? You get rid of Saleh, that's fine.
But they're saying we're going to bring in a receiver because that's our problem. That's our offensive problem is we need another receiver. Williams has been good. He's a good receiver when he's not hurt.
No,
and Garrett Wilson
I'm going to disagree with you here in that you can never have enough. I don't think it's a criticism of, it's just let's get more weapons let's get a weapon that already speaks the language of Aaron Rodgers to help us. This is a tourniquet. This is a tourniquet that if it doesn't work, the Jets are going to have invested in this Aaron Rodgers experiment, as you say, and it's going to. There's no hiding behind injuries now. It's just going to be the fact that, hey, we got a 41-year-old quarterback, and okay, is this a stepping stone to next season with a 42-year-old quarterback?
No, this is a
win this year or you're done kind of thing.
Bust, And if they don't, I would think anything less than getting to the conference championship game is a failure. Based on what they've done, the way they've torn their organization up. And honestly, if I'm Garrett Wilson, I'm taking this personally.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have weapons. They have him, they have Williams, they have Breece Hall, who has been ineffective, but not underutilized. Underutilized, and they've got Braylon Edwards, who looks great. He's got weapons. I
agree with everything you said. I would not take it.
But the problem is not that they need another receiver. The problem is the play calling.
It
doesn't hurt. But the problem was the play calling and the way the offense was run.
Yeah.
And you supposedly have addressed that by making those stupid personnel moves.
Well,
but now you're going to say, we're going to bring in another guy. And he happens to be Aaron Rodgers' guy.
Right. And here's the thing. And I think you and I we all talked about this previously. As much as I was not the biggest Saleh fan as a head coach, the bigger problem to me was not Saleh. It was Hackett. Nathaniel Hackett has not done a good job anywhere.
No, he hasn't.
And so the system is the system. I get it. Rodgers is comfortable with the system. You want to be able to. But here's the comparison I'm going to make. Okay. Before the last couple seasons, I always gave Aaron Rodgers the benefit of the doubt. And I said, you know what? The numbers don't lie. But here's the other numbers that don't lie as well. He has won Super Bowl. Okay. But he's done very poorly. Okay. In big game situations and in the postseason. And in the last, let's call it 3 to 4 years, he's done fairly mediocre to below mediocre in the regular season. So my question is
3 years ago, he was the NFL MVP.
I understand that.
Since then, not so much.
Yes. But here's the difference. Okay. Tom Brady leaves New England, okay, and goes to Tampa. He got along, but there was obviously friction between him and his head coach.
Right.
They also had a very good defensive coordinator who didn't necessarily turn out to be such a great head coach. But you don't think that he didn't put all of that aside and go in there and work? You don't think he brought a work ethic to the Tampa Bay Bucks the year that they won the Super Bowl?
Of course he did.
Of course he did. And he was on them. And everybody hates him because of that, because he was on them. Rodgers is the laid back. I don't want to, it's just going to happen because I'm Aaron Rodgers. I could just go off my wrong foot, flick it to the right, and somebody's going to catch it. It ain't working anymore.
Well, yeah, because he's not Aaron Rodgers anymore.
I don't think he's a top 10. I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL
I don't
right
think
now.
He's completely washed up there, but you see moments of that Rodgers magic,
Right.
but they're not. But they're far. He just can't do it all the way he used to, and he hasn't been getting help when the way the offense has been run.
Nope.
And
so I don't know how I don't know how hiring anybody in-house is going to help. But did the offense look a little better last week? A couple days ago? Yes.
It was.
And you know what? And if you don't ding the upright twice, you win that game and you beat a Buffalo team who could be, I don't know, because I can't tell, one of the better teams in the AFC. So was there improvement? Yes. Was there a missed opportunity? Yes.
Well, there was something that
they were. Sorry, go ahead, John.
I was going to say there was something the Jets did that might actually help the situation. They actually did change their logo. Once they actually again
they've had 97 logos.
Once they actually acquired Braylon Edwards. Well, you said Braylon Edwards before. Why are we talking about Braylon Edwards? He hasn't played in 12 years.
Yeah, I know. The running back.
Bryce Hall.
No, the other guy.
Oh, the other guy. Oh, yeah.
Waylon
Jennings. Who the hell is it?
Braylon Jennings? What is this?
Braylon Jennings.
Isn't one of his names Braylon? I don't know if it's his first or his last name. I thought one of them was Braylon.
What the hell is it?
He's the Sam Darnold of Sam Bradford of running backs.
Sam Bradford of running backs.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. He's a rookie and he
Isaiah Davis.
I don't know.
Oh, Braylon Allen.
There you go.
He's a rookie.
Yeah, you got two. He looks great. You got two good running backs and two good receivers.
But they changed it with the addition of Devontae Adams. They actually changed their logo, and here it is. I'll put it up on the screen right now.
It should be like a bike.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, there you go.
Yeah,
yeah. For those of you listening to the audio podcast, it's a Jets logo with the word Packers instead of Jets. There you go. So
yeah. Look, they're like I said, they're all in on Aaron Rodgers, and that's fine. It's going to be an ugly experiment. I didn't
make that, by the way. It's out and about already, but
I kind of feel like Woody Johnson is sort of a quieter version of Jerry Jones.
I think you hit the nail on the friggin' head.
That he is too involved, not quite as involved, but enough involved. To me, he kind of
to be dangerous.
Guy.
Be dangerous like Jerry Jones.
He doesn't say do this or do that, but he says, "Boy, it would sure be nice if," or "I really like it if."
Right.
I think this might be the play. Rather than ordering people to do that, I think he lets them know what he wants, and then they do it because they want to make it.
By the way, Aaron Rodgers' QBR and passer rating is below Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
he's 22nd in the league in QBR.
I think they played better this past week, but they are not better. And they had over 200 yards in penalties.
That was just ridiculous. And by the way,
same mistakes, the same kind of clown show stuff.
I know I said the other day in our group that I was going to bring something up, and I still might, but the flags in the last couple of years, but specifically this year, is just ridiculous. It's almost like Roger Goodell is paying these refs by the penalty. If they throw a flag, they get more money.
There is a lot of talk about
it's bullshit.
Vegas. Now that gambling is legal and the league is in bed with it, that Vegas is pulling the strings on a lot of these decisions.
And I'm not at all surprised.
It's not that hard to believe.
Not at all.
You see, who did the Giants beat Cleveland, right? They beat them by 5.
Right.
It was 5.5.
Right.
And somebody, instead of going in for a
That's been going
touchdown,
on for years.
did the, I mean, look, you can pull this up and pull that up and all that. But
here's the thing. But that by the way, that was such a ticky-tack hold when the Jets scored a touchdown the other night.
Yeah,
the Jets would have won that game. They had that game won. If that touchdown counted, they won that game.
Yeah.
That's why it's bullshit.
In defense of the kicker, there was a lot of wind swirling around there. It was pretty hard, but if you could get into the fucking end zone from the 4-yard line in the first place, then you wouldn't be kicking a field goal instead of a penalty and then a sack, and now you're kicking a 35-yarder.
If you're a really good team, all you need a kicker for is extra points.
Yeah. So I'm not. Now, here's the good news for the Jets, or the bad news.
They play the Dolphins.
The rest of their schedule's pretty cakey.
Yep.
They got the Dolphins and New England. Like these first, I think we talked about this heading into the season.
This was the hardest.
The first 6 weeks, we're going, can the Jets go 3-3 in the first 6 weeks? Not quite. Or maybe 4-2? Definitely not quite. But they've got games that even for them should be winnable.
Yep.
Over the next 4 out of 5 weeks or whatever it is. I heard the schedule today. I don't know.
They play. They're favored at Pittsburgh. They're favored. The Jets.
That's
at Pittsburgh.
Well,
you don't think that's going to motivate Pittsburgh? Who, by the way, how is Pittsburgh winning games? Don't know.
But do you see the latest with Pittsburgh?
Yeah, they're thinking about starting Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson's going to start on Sunday against the Jets.
If he does,
I'm telling you this: if
Mike Tomlin does that, then I'm questioning his sanity. He's a great coach.
But Fields hasn't looked good.
They've been winning
because of they're winning, but not because of good quarterback play. So if you can do the things that you're doing and have better play at the QB position, I agree with you. They're winning. If it's not broken,
don't fix it. Right. Yeah.
But I think they're kind of thinking it is a little bit broken, or there's a part that we call the quarterback that has a screw missing.
But I understand that if they have Joe Burrow or Josh Allen or sitting there with an injury, it's Russell Wilson.
Yeah, but they're still look at Wilson's numbers last year.
Fields has 5 rushing touchdowns. Okay,
listen, I'm not in favor of making the move. I understand what the thinking behind it is.
Go for it.
I don't think it's going to make them. I hope it makes them a lot better. And if they don't make it this Sunday, I'm pulling.
I think Russell Wilson is the Russell Westbrook of the NFL.
Yeah, if he doesn't start this week, then I'm putting him officially in our lifespan. I'm marking him out in our lifespan.
All right, there you go.
Now we do have. Speaking of that, Jacoby Brissett was up against Sam Darnold in the lifespan, and he is getting pulled. Drake May is going to start this week, so he's the first one.
That's right.
But everybody else is still in there, and so looks pretty good there.
It does.
Other bit of housekeeping: the Colorado Buffaloes still at 4 wins. We all had them over at 4.5, so probably going to win that one. And then Harry, congratulations! First coaching change. NFC East versus the field. Johnny and I took the NFC East. You took the field, and you were right. So good call there. So we still have Daniel Jones being benched.
Daniel Jones was benched the last game. He was just still in the game.
Well, yeah,
he was benched. He wouldn't sit down. That's the problem.
Yeah. So and that's it. Now we got some interesting. We got the better regular season record. That's obviously still going on. We got Cowboys Eagles. We got Bears Packers. That could be very interesting. We got Raiders Broncos. Broncos should win that one.
Mm-hmm.
We got Falcons Saints. I think that's going to end up being the Falcons, especially with Derek Carr out.
Right.
Jets Dolphins. So we got some interesting things, but yeah, little housekeeping there. Brissett is the first out of our lifespan pool, and good job, Harry.
There you go.
That was picking the first coach out of the other 5 divisions.
That's right. Just playing the odds.
Exactly. Now,
John and I were so sure it was going to be McCarthy or Daboll or
Well, the thing is that both those organizations very rarely do middle of the season coaching changes.
yeah.
You know?
And I got to be honest with you. I mean, not that McCarthy should not be on the hot seat, but knowing Jerry Jones, it's probably not going to happen.
No.
I'm not going to be shocked if it's Nick Sirianni after what he did in Cleveland last week.
Sirianni is definitely the contender.
He's a moron, dude. I mean,
Players
I have a
love
couple.
him,
I have
man.
no, maybe they do, but I got a lot of. I have a bunch of people that are friends of mine that are Eagles fans, and they're telling me that they will praise the day and love the day that Jeff Lurie gets rid of Nick Sirianni.
Here's one quick
stupid.
question on the Eagles. What happened to the Jalen Hurts that, what was it, 2 years ago? Had the Eagles within one play a bad, of beating the Chiefs. What has happened to this Eagles offense, which added Saquon Barkley in the offseason?
They lost one key line piece.
Well, yeah, okay, whatever. Thank God he's still around every fucking second. Stupid fucking eyebrows in his gut.
Yeah. Well, his wife's pretty cute.
Oh God. Fucking, I hate all that whole fucking tree of insanity.
Hey, I got to be honest with you. Kudos to him, and no offense to Taylor Swift or to Travis Kelce, but I personally think that Jason Kelce's wife is definitely a notch above Taylor Swift. So that's me.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's me. Looks wise.
Oh God.
Not money or musical talent.
No, musical talent aside.
I don't even know who these people
So
are. Anyway,
let's talk about the Giants a little bit here.
Do we have to?
Well, just quickly without delving into.
I was kidding. Of course, I want to get into shit, but yeah, I mean, I was sitting at that game on Sunday night, and that was it was pathetic. That was the Giants. The Giants should have walked away clean winning that game. They should have walked. They put Joe Burrow. They had that entire Bengals offense stopped. I mean, they literally there was no reason that they should not have won that game, except for all right. I said this the other day. You've both watched The Replacements, of course, right? With Keanu Reeves. All right.
Yeah.
All right. What did they call him when he was in the Sugar Bowl when he was in college? Obviously, they called him Footsteps Falco. Right? Because he heard footsteps, even if they weren't coming, and he was screwed up. That's Daniel Jones's problem. He is if he doesn't get sacked at all, he's fine. If he gets sacked once, he thinks he's going to get sacked every fucking play, and he does not. He can't compete. He can't complete a pass. He overthrows. He underthrows. He throws to the wrong receiver. He takes a sack when he could get out of it. It's just disgusting. The only consistent thing about Daniel Jones is his inconsistency.
You heard it here first. This is just in breaking news. A hot take, a controversial take by Jersey Johnny that Daniel Jones sucks.
Daniel Jones is hearing footsteps. What's worse, Daniel Jones hearing footsteps or Zach Wilson seeing ghosts?
No. That was Sam Darnold seeing ghosts.
Oh, was it Sam Darnold?
That was Sam Darnold seeing ghosts. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give the Giants
same
credit
difference.
For this. Giants defense has looked good pretty much all year. They lead the league in sacks. Who would have thought that?
Mm-hmm.
And look, they did beat a pretty good off. They did confine Burrow. Burrow had 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
He had one of his worst games of the season. So far.
But they still won because they executed better, and he still was a better quarterback in the red zone than Daniel Jones was.
Well, I'm a better quarterback in the red zone than Daniel Jones is some weeks. So that's. I mean, kudos to Joe Burrow, but that's not a big thing to say. All right,
you know what I mean.
I know.
That wasn't a comparison between him and Daniel Jones. It was a comparison between a very good Giants defense and a quarterback that was struggling versus a Cincinnati defense, which had sucked all year long, one of the worst in the league, and the Giants put up 7.
It was,
So the Giants offense, we talk about the Jets, Giants offense has problems. And I couldn't agree with you more. I've been saying it for years now. Okay. The Giants will not go anywhere without Daniel Jones. And quite honestly, I hope they lose every game from here on out. And I hope he sucks really bad during his time in there, because we have to put an end to this. And any sort of false hope or false optimism will just prolong the disease that is Daniel Jones.
He is done. He should be done. He needs to be benched. He needs just go away. Here's your fucking money. Go home. Go back to North Carolina. Thanks. Get out of here. But don't let the door hit you in the fucking ass. I'm done with this douchebag. Get the fuck out of my stadium. I would literally rather watch Tommy Cutlets play every other game this year for the Giants than watch this motherfucker play one more fucking down.
He's not even QB2, is he?
He's QB3. That's my point.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. The other thing is, I'm not sure the Giants are ready to give up on Dable, and I'm not sure I'm sold on.
I'm not sold on Dable, but I'm not out on Dable. He needs somebody that actually can win games, whoever that may be.
No.
I'll give him another couple of years with a rookie quarterback in a draft. Whether
it doesn't have to be that, or can the Giants go out and get a middle of the road quarterback, or
get
even
Sam Darnold from the Vikings?
That's what I'm saying.
McCarthy comes out.
Can we get somebody who's struggled somewhere else?
Shit,
a la Baker Mayfield,
pick up
a la
Flacco.
Sam Darnold. Yeah,
pick up Flacco for 2 seasons. It's get Fitzmagic out of retirement for a couple of years.
No.
I'm kidding. You know what I'm saying, though.
Here's the other thing. Okay, I think the Giants' offensive line has looked a lot better, and
not after this, not after now, because you did hear, right? Which we call it. Andrew Thomas is done.
Yeah, which is horrible
for the year. He's done for the year.
But here's the thing. The Giants went out and they got Singletary, who obviously can't hold on to the ball, and is really no longer the number one running back option.
Tyrone Tracy looks really good.
Absolutely. So the Giants are able to run the ball. Why aren't they running it more? Why isn't there more play action? Why isn't there more movement with the receivers? They have receivers. I mean, obviously Neighbors was out. He'll be back. But much like the Jets, the Giants' offense looks so predictable. It's so predictable. And look, back in the late 80s into the 90s when Parcells was running it, it was predictable. 3rd and 13. Guess what it's going to be? A screen pass. And you know what they would get on that screen pass? 75% of the time? 14 to 15 yards. Because they executed.
But it sounds like you're making a case here that maybe Daboll isn't, and his crew is not instituting an offense that Daniel Jones is good at.
I think he's hindered by a quarterback that should not be starting in the NFL. And I'm not sold that Brian Daboll is the offensive genius that we thought he was. Now, if Josh Allen wants to come south, okay, and play for the Giants, that's the only way we're going to know. Was it Allen or was it Daboll? Okay, or was it something else in the mix of that Buffalo coaching staff? Daboll's an ordinary guy. He can't keep people around him. His assistant coaches, his coordinators don't seem to get along with him. I'm not sure what his relationship is with his players. I'm not sure what his commitment to Daniel Jones is, if it's all coming from the upper, from management and ownership, or if it's him. Regardless of that, I'm not sold on what Daboll has done as a head coach. If you're even with,
how could you be?
Yeah.
They're not good.
And so
I just want to see what he can do. I want to see what he can do with a competent quarterback. That's all I want.
All right. Let me ask you this. All right. And I know you're going to go into the ownership and the blah, blah.
No, I'm not.
No history, just an unrealistic fantasy question. If Bill Belichick becomes available to coach the New York Giants, do you fire Daboll and give that job to Belichick?
Yes.
Okay. I understand that there's a long history and some reality there, but you know what? I'm not sure it matters as much anymore. And this is another reason why I kind of want to see the Giants just not give us any false hope for the rest of the season. I think there's a good chance you could see Belichick back at a Giants uniform. I really do.
We'll see what happens. As for the rest,
on the sidelines, not.
Well,
If he shows up in a Giants
there
uniform,
I don't
will
think
never be.
he's suiting up a quarterback.
It'll be a San Francisco Giants uniform.
There will never be. There will never be a. Was it Belichick or was it Jones argument like there was? Was it Belichick or was it Brady? So you don't have to worry about that.
No. I hope John's right. I hope this is the end of this prolonged, horrible nightmare of Daniel Jones.
But to John's point about having just a competent quarterback back there, you've got to have a coach and a system that puts that quarterback in a position to be successful. You can't just ask them to do things that they're not good at. Now you can say, well, Daniel Jones isn't good at anything. And in which case, it was a reach and the Giants were desperate and they took him. A good quarterback wins games when they're not having a good game.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good quarterback.
Right. That's a good quarterback. You're absolutely right. So,
listen, Aaron Rodgers will be a free agent next year. You can bring him in.
There you go. I'm good.
And listen, draft a kid, bring in Rodgers for a year. Well, see, I don't know if you want Rodgers to be the experienced quarterback.
No,
he's not that guy. He's not that guy.
No, he's really not that guy.
No. I'd rather bring in Joe Flacco for a year.
Well, Darnold will be available.
He will be.
You don't think the Vikings will re-sign him?
No, J.J. McCarthy's the future for that organization.
Exactly.
I don't care what happens.
Zach Wilson, Trey
unless they just keep winning and go 14-2 or 14-3 or 15.
What happens if they go to the Super Bowl this year?
16-1 and go to the Super Bowl and win it? Sam Darnold is not the quarterback of the Vikings next year. Unless they win the Super Bowl, Sam Darnold is not the quarterback of the Vikings.
Man, if they get into the playoffs and win a game and look good and he doesn't flame out. I mean, he's not. This is his 7th year in the league, I think. So it's not like he's an old man.
No, 6 years. It's the same as right. It's 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. No, it's 7th year. You're right. 7th year.
I'll tell you who would be a free.
So you want to take that success and then go, okay, well now we're going to hand it off to
here's
second year guy who hasn't
guess
played.
Who else is a free agent? Justin Fields.
Zach Wilson.
Well, yes. So here are the free agent quarterbacks that are coming up. Okay, you tell me who you would take. We don't have to spend long on this. Sam Darnold, would you take him over Daniel Jones? But by the way, he's only making $10 million a year. What is Daniel Jones making? 80?
40 a year.
No, you don't take him unless you're going to run that system, though. That's right?
That's yeah.
Are you going to change the offense to make it the offense that he's flourished in?
Well,
or are you going to bring him in and expect him to do?
The Viking system is not that much different than the Giants system.
No, I'm not saying it's revolutionary or anything, but I'm saying you have to do that.
Yeah,
you don't bring him in and ask him to do different stuff than what he's been great at.
So Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson. No, I don't think you signed Zach Wilson. Trey Lance. No. Jacoby Brissett.
No.
Taylor Heineke.
No.
Here's one.
Well, listen.
Here's one that I've got a question on, and is this the next Sam Darnold? You guys tell me. Marcus Mariota.
No. I don't know. No.
Drew Lock.
Listen, wait. Hang on. Let me go back to Brissett. You bring in Brissett if you're drafting a young guy, and you want somebody to not have to.
I'm talking about even if we draft somebody, I'm talking about somebody to be a starting quarterback with expectations.
This is the guy you want to lead you
get into the playoffs. Yeah.
Then Brissett, no.
So Andy Dalton. Here's another one who. I can't believe I'm saying this. I would actually go all in because I don't think you're gonna have to pay him that much. Justin Fields. Look, if Pittsburgh starts Russell Wilson at some point this year and Fields falls back to QB2, I think Justin Fields could be what the Giants need. Because then you're not expecting Fields to light it up all the time. He's also going to be, not that Daniel Jones is actually a pretty good playmaker when he runs. I'm going to give him credit on that one. But I think I could picture Fields in a Giant uniform. Thoughts?
Maybe maybe you got a point there.
Okay.
There's not really potential.
There's not a lot of great free agent quarterbacks. Mac Jones.
Potential out of that bunch probably Fields. Mac Jones,
No.
Yeah. Russell Wilson is also.
I'll be honest with you. The guy I would not that I would have liked him in this role, people wouldn't have minded him being the bridge quarterback for a year while a rookie came up. Was the backup quarterback last year, and he's now on the Jets.
Yeah.
Tyrod.
Yeah.
Or is it Tyrod?
It's Tyrod.
Tyrod. Yeah, that's a list that you're like, I don't think I want any of these guys leading our team permanently.
No. I just think the
Unless,
Giants
like I said,
it's
it's going to be Darnold if you're going to install
situation.
that offense, or Fields if you want to maybe tap into that potential.
That's probably the only two. Probably Fields and Darnold.
I mean, Mariota, you could say as a flyer, take a flyer on him, but it's a question mark.
Big question mark.
You're right. You're taking him and you're going, we'll see what happens.
Mariota's not too much different. He's different. He's better, but he's not too much different than friggin' Drew Lock.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
But both very disappointing.
Yeah.
But both give you moments where you're just like, man, these guys should be better in the NFL. Anyway. All right.
You want to talk about our fantasy league and then get the hell out of here?
Depressing times for the Giants and Jets.
Exactly. Just to let you know, Bueller is dealing, and the Dodgers are up 2-0.
Bueller?
Walker Bueller, yeah. Bueller?
He's dealing cars?
He's dealing cars.
Drugs?
He's dealing both.
Yeah, the Mets have to make it dramatic. They'll score 3 in the 7th and 2 in the 9th to win it.
Of course. So here we go. All right. On that note,
the 2024 Get On With It Podcast Fantasy Football League.
There we go.
Well, it was an interesting week.
Yeah, I went 500 or maybe even 4.
We had two ties as Jersey Johnny and Harry Lug Nutz each put up a 4 spot and ended up tying, and me and the Coin each put up a 3 spot and ended up tying. So
I'm like the Mets, man. I'm coming on. I sucked in the beginning.
You are.
But I've had 2 4s and a 5 spotter in the last 3 weeks, I think.
Let's see. You had a 4, and a 5. Yeah. I mean, you're still not getting anything out of Cincinnati, or not much.
And I'm still. I think I only have 1 win, but that's all right.
Well, let's see. I'll put up the
throw up the graphic there.
There we go.
So there we have week 6 and our week 7. Now, as a result of all this, Jersey Johnny remains at the top of the leaderboard, 4-1-1.
Where do you see
me,
not there.
Harry?
Okay.
No, that's
Am I 1-4-1?
You are 2-3-1.
Oh, really? I have 2 wins?
And I am 2-3-1.
Oh.
And the Coin is 2-3-1. So
wow. I didn't know I had 2 wins.
Yeah, no, you had 2 wins.
So all 3 of you are tied for second place, and I'm in the lead.
For second place. We're a couple games behind you. You had the win. You had the win last week.
Mm-hmm.
You had the win week 5.
Yeah,
against me.
Mm-hmm.
When I almost got shut out. Again.
Almost. Mm-hmm.
So and you can see there week 7. Johnny's going to pick who he's not putting in. His other team he's not putting in. So he'll be going up against the Coin, who doesn't look great. Got nobody other than Detroit in the top 10 as far as the power rankings go.
Mm-hmm.
Harry looking good with Baltimore and Minnesota in the top 10 as far as the power rankings. And
a very mediocre supporting cast.
Yeah. And then, I'm relying on the Jets getting some wins here. Philly's questionable.
Why are some bolded and some not bolded?
The bolded are the active.
Oh. Why are none of mine not bolded?
Because me and you don't have any active teams.
Oh, I forgot to bold yours. Okay. Sorry.
I thought
anybody who's not highlighted in red is
thought maybe there was another rule I was unaware of.
No.
It's like the NFL. It's all been done. It's all been done behind closed doors. The teams that are
bolds are
winning.
Winners.
They're winning.
Yeah. This is where the NFL. This is for the referees.
That's so right. Pete has the script. Got it. Okay. Well, 2-4-1 it is.
There you go.
Yeah. Sorry, John. Sorry, Harry, but you're losers this week.
I know.
But I'll be waiting. But tune in to see how it plays out.
Please
So,
do.
Johnny, who else are you holding out? New England, the Giants?
All right, I'm going to give you one guess.
The Giants?
The Giants are playing the Eagles.
I think he's playing the Giants.
I'm not playing.
I would play the Giants.
You would play the Giants?
The Eagles
Oh,
are
here's
in
the thing.
disarray. They
Here's
are
the
not.
thing.
They are not a power team.
The Eagles barely beat a team the Giants beat.
Well, here's the thing,
Yeah.
too, right? Here's the thing. Green Bay and Houston are playing each other.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you could do that and you get 1 point.
So
I've got who have I got? I've got 2 teams playing each other too.
Who's Arizona playing?
San Francisco.
Yeah, I got the Jets and the Steelers playing each other.
You-
Harry,
so-
I think you've got a matchup.
New England is playing the Jags. That's a win. The Colts are playing. Who the hell are the Colts playing?
Colts are playing the Dolphins. That's
Dolphins.
A win.
That's a win. Kansas City doesn't matter who they're playing. That's a win.
Well, they're playing the 49ers, but that's a win.
Oh, you have you have better faith in Arizona than you do the Giants?
No, I'm sorry. Kansas City's playing San Francisco. Arizona's
That's a
playing.
win.
Arizona's playing. Who the hell's Arizona playing? Chargers. Yeah.
Chargers.
Do you think Arizona is going to beat the Chargers before the Giants beat the Eagles?
I do.
Okay, then red the Giants.
Maybe I'm back. I was back and forth between. Look, I think the Packers are going to win that game. I think the Packers, because they're home. I think the home team's winning that game, right? I think they're even keel, right?
Yeah.
So if Houston was home, I'd say Houston's winning the game. I think the Packers are winning that game. So I
but
could
put
just
them both in, you're getting a point either way.
Wait, this graphic to anybody who's just tuning in is going to be so confusing. Like,
Yes,
I
it is.
barely understand it, and I've been following it for 7 weeks. Anyway,
All right, so Giants are out.
at least then you could watch without having to worry.
I wouldn't worry anyway. Yeah.
Giants against the Eagles, Patriots over the Jags, or the Cardinals over who?
Chargers.
The Chargers.
The Patriots are beating the Jags.
Mm.
Because Patriots are
They
home.
should.
They're both 1-5.
Yeah.
I'd have more confidence in the Cardinals than I think I would.
I
in the
do.
Giants.
I have more confidence in the Cardinals than I do in the Giants, because it's not just look, Harry. I know what you're saying. The Eagles are in disarray. Sirianni's an idiot. But Andrew Thomas is out, and the Giants are playing the Eagles. It doesn't. I don't care if the Giants are 6-0 and the Eagles are 0-6. The Giants are playing the Eagles. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I really think that's the team I want to leave out. I want to leave out the Giants.
Yeah, I've got 2 of my teams playing each other, the Ravens and Bucks. But I took them both.
Yeah, and I've got
That's how bad Jacksonville and Miami is that I just said, "Fuck it, I'll take 1 win. I'll take 1 point and 1 loss."
Well, listen, that worked out.
It's not a
pretty
bad
good,
strategy.
for each of you last week. I think you
2
got
weeks
1
ago.
or maybe 2 points out of that.
I think 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it works. Sometimes you guarantee that point and it puts you over there. I mean, it's not like we're not having a lot of 5s.
No.
I got one.
I got
one.
right. I think I got 1 week 1 and still lost.
So here's my question to you guys: Game of the week, obviously Lions at Vikings.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think wins that game?
Either Detroit or Minnesota.
I don't know. Detroit just lost. What's his name? Hutchinson.
Yeah, he's done. Yeah,
That's
They look pretty good though. Of course, they play the Cowboys.
do, but that's a big part of their. You know what I mean? That's a big part of their defense.
It is. He is.
Now,
he's not the only part. They have other good players, but
no, but
he'll be missed. He'll be missed.
He changes what other teams have to do on offense.
He'll be missed.
Here's the thing, it's like, oh, the Vikings are 5-0. Oh, they haven't played anybody yet. Okay, they destroyed the Giants. They beat the 49ers. They beat the Texans. They beat the Packers, and they beat the Jets. So I don't know. I think this is if Minnesota beats Detroit, Minnesota's for real.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
I think if they were frauds, they would have lost a game.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you're a fraud, yes, you like it's not. There's too much parity, even with the bad teams.
Right.
Yep.
You know, this
Exactly.
to be. I mean, it's to be a fraudulent 5-0 is pretty tough.
Right. Agreed.
Speaking of fraudulent 5-0s, who do they play this week?
Who?
Who did they play this week? The Chiefs?
She's played 49ers.
49ers. There you go. That, I guess earlier that would have been a pretty big game, but I don't know. Who knows what's going on with the 49ers?
Who knows?
Yeah, well, they're still beat up, right? McCaffrey's not back yet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Listen, I had to agonize over the Rams or the Saints.
Yeah.
This week, you know,
no one should ever have to do that. The people that play and coach and own the Rams and the Saints don't even agonize over them.
But with Carr out and the Broncos, Bo Nix looks like he's up and coming.
Well, they look like,
you know what I mean? I don't know if he's going to have a great season, but he seems like he gets it. But we'll see. But their defense is good.
Very good.
And you know, the Rams are not, but they're coming off a bye week. Maybe going to get what's his name back, the wide receiver.
Who's that?
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp, yeah.
Might get him back, and the Raiders are terrible, so we'll see. And they don't have Devontae Adams, so. But yeah, that was my agony because I had I don't know. I was thinking about whether to put was it the Titans in against the Bills. You go, well, geez, if the Titans pull off an upset, at least I'll get a point, but I can't see that happening.
Yeah, nobody really knows what's going on with the Titans. Look, here's the thing with the Broncos, though. They got a lot of guys out on defense.
Oh, do they? Well, that's their strong point.
Pat Surtain is, I think, still in concussion. I think he's been ruled out. Yeah.
It'll be interesting. It's an interesting league.
There's a lot of, yeah.
And, but I like the fact that, you know, I mean, John's obviously out in front by a couple of games, but you know, we've still got 9 weeks of head-to-head play left. So it's still anybody's league.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the deal with that. For those of you that care.
For those of you that care. There you go. All right. Cool. Do we have an Are They For Real?
No.
Do we have a
Are They Fake?
Do we have an Are They Fake?
They're fake. They're fake, and they're spectacular.
And they're spectacular.
Yeah. No, don't have any of that stuff.
Do we have a no over under? No, nothing.
No over under.
Oh, I want to bring up one thing football wise.
Yeah.
Not a lengthy discussion. Just want to bring this up. I meant to bring it up 2 weeks ago. Did you guys see the Cam Newton comments on Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I don't listen to Cam Newton.
Okay. He said if Eli Manning gets in the Hall of Fame, they should put him in twice. They should put Cam Newton in twice.
That would look, I'll agree to that if we get to chop him literally in half with a chainsaw. Then yes, I'll accept him going into the
I mean, show me Cam, show me your 2 Super Bowl MVPs.
He did make it one. He did have an MVP. He did have a league MVP, which I don't think Eli Manning ever had.
He didn't. But show me your 2 Super Bowl wins. Show me 1 Super Bowl win. Show me your records that you set. I mean, just shut the fuck up, Cam. You know.
Well, he lost.
Dab and go
to
away.
A decrepit Manning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that's.
Here's something interesting. Cam Rising, the Utah quarterback. This was his I should say his 7th year of college football between I think COVID and injury and redshirting, and I believe he just got injured again and may not play the rest of the year and may get to come back next year for an 8th year, which doesn't seem right.
Makes Bo Nix seem really young.
But
right.
He's still, even if that happens, he'll still be a year behind Miami tight end Cam McCormick, who's starting his 9th year of college football this year.
Hey, look, good for them.
Yeah, I mean, those are some nice rules.
If I could still be in college, I would be.
Could you imagine, though, you go into college, you're, 17 or 18 or 19, and you play football for 9 years, and you come out and you're almost 30 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
You're like, I'm ready for the draft,
Exactly.
But I don't know how satisfying it is. I mean,
Exactly.
especially if you play for Utah or Miami.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. So we got no over under. We got no.
All right, here you go. I got an over under right here.
We got a quick over under. There we go.
Quick over under. So this is a bring in the backlighting. Ta-da! So I got a ratchet here.
Okay. Socket. Little socket.
Socket, yeah. Let me put the thing in there. So this is a metric socket.
Metric.
So you're gonna guess how many millimeters?
Hold it up again.
Okay.
Well, I can't tell by that. I need to see the end of it. Okay.
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 So we're gonna go. The over under is going to be 11 and a half.
I'm going over.
I'll go under. It's always over though.
It's 13.
I've also noticed as a trend, it's always over typically what Pete says.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Harry. If I didn't jump in and say I'll go over, would you have gone over?
Probably, yeah. I just
I knew it. I knew it had to be over just looking at it.
Yeah.
I thought it was 12. I was going with 12. Like I looked at him like
I kind of knew it was over. But then again, I think
I got to jump in and say this, or I'm going to wind up having to go under.
I think it's usually over, and I think you usually jump in and go over, and then I go, I'll go under.
Now the formula has been revealed. And John is 27, 1 and 1.
That's not true.
I gotta get some
Harry's
more,
lately Harry's been kicking the shit out of me in the overrun.
I gotta get some more pills in a bottle and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm better at those than I am.
Wasn't that a police song back in the 70s?
Pills in a bottle, yeah.
Pills in a bottle.
Yeah.
Sending out a
who do we like? Who do we like in the WNBA finals?
Well,
New York.
I'm rooting for Liberty, but let me tell you something. This Minnesota team, they did what they needed to do. They split, and they're winning big tonight.
Are they? Game 3 tonight, right?
Yep. So I don't know. Is it best of 5?
Best of 7, right?
Best of 5. Next year, I think it's going to be best of 7.
Oh, you're right. It goes to 7 next year. Yeah, you're right.
So the next 2 games are in Minnesota, so they could wrap it up at home. This would be a big disappointment for the Liberty.
No, Liberty has to. Obviously, I honestly think they're gonna split in Minnesota and then win it at home. That's what I think.
They're down by 8 at halftime, so
they needed a big comeback the other day.
It's one game. So
UConn. I mean, Minnesota did, and they did it. That was a horrible. The Liberty were horrible closing that game.
Yeah, they were not good. Yeah, I mean, you guys, you've seen the. I've been sending you those reels about. Angel Reese and all that.
Oh yeah.
I know they're cherry picked, but man, sometimes the WNBA is beautiful to watch. Because they pass, they play good fundamental basketball. They play defense, and you go, yeah, this is what basketball should be. And then other times I watch it and it looks like a bunch of kids on the playground who never played basketball before. It just looks awkward, and they're stumbling around.
I see it less often than most. But hey, look, Caitlin Clark named to the first rookie since Candace Parker in 2008 to be All NBA first team.
There you go. There should be no reason.
Nafisa Collier's excellent. Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, and Alyssa Thomas. That's a pretty good starting 5.
There you go. Cool.
Yeah, definitely.
And there you have
Olympics.
Watch out Olympics, exactly.
No, she won't be on the Olympic team.
So that's 4 years from now anyway. So, all right, cool. We good? All right.
I think so.
All right. On that note, we will wrap the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching, and for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.getonwithitpodcast.com. That's getonwithitpodcast.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just search for the Get On With It podcast. And of course, all of our shows are on YouTube as well on the Locker Room channel. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch every other Wednesday night around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcasts, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, CastBox, Deezer, Podchaser, Rephonic. Pretty much anywhere you will find an audio podcast, you will find the Get On With It Sports Podcast. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a great week next week. We might have something interesting for you in a couple of weeks. We might not, either way, but we'll let you know what's going on. Watch a lot of watch the NLCS and the ALCS. Root for whatever team you root for, and we will talk to you later, folks. Take care. Cheers.
On this day, 21 years ago, Aaron Boone walked off the Yankees into the World Series against Tim Wakefield, and he has not been back since.
Mm-hmm. He did.
This is probably the year. It's going to be a New York World Series that nobody outside of New York cares about.
And nobody outside of New York cares about. Exactly.
And there's Mets and Yankee fans all over the country.
Exactly.
There's Yankee fans, not that many Mets fans.
Oh, there's Mets fans.
There are. Not as many as Yankee fans, but there are some.
There's just not as many Mets fans as Yankee fans.
That's true. Well, the Mets have been around for 50-something years. The Yankees have been around for 100-something years.
Yeah. And one's a lot better historically than the other.
True.
Yes.
Well, because they've been around for 120 years.
That's right. If the Mets had been around for 150 years, they've been around 50, they have 2 World Series. So if they were not another 50, they have 3. So it'd be 27-3.
Why 3? If you did that math, it would be 4.
No. You want to look at it. Go. How many World Series have the Yankees won since 1969? That's how you do the comparison.
Since 1960, 1, 2,
7,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
7.
All right, so it's 7-2.
Okay.
And over the lifespan of each, since both teams have existed.
Okay.
Which still ain't pretty.
No, it's not. It's not. So there you go. Anyway, all right.
How many World Series have the Mets actually been in?
5.
4? 5.
Yeah. 2 and 3.
Yeah. When was the last time they went?
9 years ago.
See, they've been there more recently than the Yankees.
They have.
Is that true? Yes.
That is true. The Mets have won their league more recently than the Yankees have won their league.
Yeah. Let's go Mets.
There you go.
It's Grimace. Hopefully Grimace can close. The Mets will be up. Grimace will come in and close the game out.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody will be happy.
There you go. Sevy had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the second and got him out. So that's still 2-0.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's not a good sign that their Dodgers are up 2-0 and they get the bases loaded again.
So, well, hopefully Sevy calms down and can get through at least 5, if not 6. So.
I mean, it's got to hang on through the early innings and keep it close, and then
exactly.
Did the show end?
It did.
No, not yet.
No,
Bye, everybody. See you in 2 weeks.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.